The message came on a quiet Tuesday morning in 2087. Captain Hannah Kim was eating breakfast in the Earth Defense Force headquarters when the alarms rang. She ran to the control room, her coffee spilling on her crisp blue uniform. "What's happening?" she asked, looking at the large screen where her team worked quickly. "A signal, Captain," said Lieutenant Tai, his eyes not leaving his screen. "Not from Earth. Not from any of our ships. It's coming from deep space." Hannah's heart beat faster. "First contact," she whispered. The room fell silent as the message played. It was not in any Earth language, but somehow the strange sounds seemed to make sense in their minds. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Ambassador June of the Astrari, speaking on behalf of the Galactic Council. We have been watching your progress. The time has come to welcome you to the galactic community." The message explained that the Council had 17 different alien species. They had ruled space for over 3,000 years. Now they wanted Earth to join them. "We invite you to send representatives to Nexus Station, the home of the Council. We will share knowledge and begin peaceful relations." When the message ended, everyone in the room looked at each other, not sure what to say. General Park, the head of Earth's military, called an emergency meeting. World leaders joined through video. They all watched the message again and again. "It could be a trap," said one leader. "Or the greatest opportunity in human history," said another. After 3 days of talks, they made a decision. Earth would send representatives to this galactic council. "We need our best for this mission," said General Park, looking directly at Hannah. "Someone smart, brave, and careful. Captain Kim, you will lead this mission." Hannah stood tall. "Yes, sir. I will not let Earth down." They would use the EDF Prometheus, Earth's only ship that could travel between stars. It was built after humans discovered how to make fusion power work. The ship was fast and strong, made to protect Earth during the last war. Now it would carry a message of peace. Hannah chose her team carefully. Lieutenant Tai would handle weapons and defense. Dr. Sung, the best alien life expert on Earth, would help them understand these new species. Jin, who had worked making peace during the last war, would be their diplomat. The night before they left, Hannah stood on the roof of the Space Center, looking at the stars. "What are they really like up there?" she wondered. "Are they truly peaceful? Do they really want to welcome us?" Dr. Sung joined her. "I studied the message carefully," he said. "The Astrari seemed peaceful, but there was something hidden. They said they've been watching us. For how long? And what do they think of us?" "We'll find out," said Hannah, "but we'll be careful." The next morning, millions watched as the Prometheus prepared to leave Earth. Inside, Hannah sat in the captain's chair, feeling the weight of her responsibility. "All systems ready," said Lieutenant Ta. "Engines at full power," reported the pilot. Hannah took a deep breath. "This is Captain Hannah Kim of the EDF Prometheus. We are ready for launch." As the ship rose into the sky, she thought about the strange beings waiting for them in the stars. What would they think of humans? What did they really want? The Prometheus broke through Earth's atmosphere, pointing toward the unknown. Their 3-month journey to meet the Galactic Council had begun. The Prometheus sailed through the darkness of space. 1 month had passed since they left Earth. Captain Hannah Kim stood by the large window in the command room, watching the stars streak by. 2 more months until we reach Nexus Station," Lieutenant Ta said, coming to stand beside her. Hannah nodded. "How is the crew doing?" "Good, but nervous. This is the farthest any humans have ever traveled." Life on the ship settled into a routine. Every morning, the team met to study the small amount of information the council had shared about themselves. Dr. Sung pointed at the screen during one meeting. "The Astrari founded the council. They look like tall, thin humans with silver skin. They say they bring peace to the galaxy." "What about these ones?" Jin asked, pointing to a different picture. "The Dravik," Dr. Sung said. "Very strong, with thick armor-like skin. They control most of the council's military." Lieutenant Ta frowned. Military. I thought this was about peace. Every government needs protection, Hannah said, but she shared his concern. They learned about the Nilari next, a species with 4 arms who built the best technology in the galaxy. The more they studied, the more questions they had. One night, Jin found Hannah in the ship's small garden area. Plants from Earth grew under special lights, a small piece of home. Captain, I found something strange in the Council's messages, Jin said. They keep mentioning our rapid advancement. They seem worried about how quickly humans developed space travel after we mastered fusion power. Hannah touched a small flower. How quick was it? Most species take thousands of years to go from simple machines to space travel. We did it in a few hundred. Is that bad? Jin looked troubled. They called us warlike in one message. Hannah thought about this. The Prometheus was built as a warship during Earth's last war, then changed to a peaceful mission ship when the war ended. But it still had weapons. Big ones. We should be prepared for anything, Hannah decided. Lieutenant Tay, run daily drills with the crew. Check all defense systems. You think we might need them? Tai asked. I hope not, but better safe than sorry. 2 months into their journey, they received another message from the Council. We look forward to your arrival, Ambassador Jun's voice said. Please be prepared to discuss terms of Earth's entry into the galactic community. Terms, Jin repeated after the message ended. That sounds like they've already decided something. Dr. Sung had been quiet during most of their journey, always studying. Now he spoke up. In nature, when a new species enters an ecosystem, it changes everything. Maybe they're afraid of how humans will change their system. Hannah remembered Earth history. When powerful countries met weaker ones, the meetings rarely ended well for the weaker side. We are not weak, she said firmly. Earth united after the last war. We have strong ships, good weapons, and smart people. The Council needs to see us as equals. As they entered the final month of travel, Hannah ordered more training. The crew practiced emergency drills. Lieutenant Ta checked the ship's weapons silently, without telling the Council. We come in peace, Hannah told her crew. But we will not be pushed around. The ship continued through space, drawing closer to Nexus Station with each passing day. Hannah often stood alone by the window at night, watching the stars, wondering what waited for them at journey's end. We are ready, she whispered to herself. Whatever happens, Earth is ready. Exiting hyperspace in 3, 2, 1. The pilot's voice was steady as the stars around them changed from streaks back to tiny dots. Captain Hannah Kim gripped her chair as the Prometheus slowed down. The main screen showed what was ahead of them, and everyone on the bridge gasped. Nexus Station floated in space like a giant ring, circling 2 suns that danced around each other. The station was huge, bigger than any city on Earth. Hundreds of ships moved around it like bees around a hive. It's beautiful, Dr. Sung whispered. Lieutenant Todd pointed to several areas on the screen. Look there, and there. Those are warships. Hannah saw them too. Large ships with what looked like weapons sat in key positions around the station. They were not hidden, but placed where everyone could see them. A show of strength, Hannah said. They want visitors to know they are powerful. Jin moved closer to the screen. Some of those ships are moving toward us. Hannah straightened her uniform. Open a channel. The communication officer nodded. Channel open, Captain. This is Captain Hannah Kim of the Earth ship Prometheus. We come in peace as invited by the Galactic Council. A few seconds passed before they got an answer. Earth vessel, this is Nexus Control. Follow the guide ship to Docking Bay 94. Do not deviate from the path. A small ship with blinking lights appeared in front of them. Follow that ship, Hannah ordered her pilot. Then she turned to Lieutenant Ta. What do you see? Ta checked his screens. They're scanning us. Strong beams, looking at our hull, our engines. He frowned. They're trying to see our weapons too. Let them look, Hannah said. But activate defense screens. Quietly. The guide ship led them away from the main docks where most ships were going. They moved toward a far section of the station that looked less busy. Why are they taking us so far away? Jin asked. Dr. Sung looked at a map of the station they had been sent. Docking Bay 94 is in the quarantine section. It says here it's for probationary species. Hannah's face stayed calm, but inside she felt angry. They're treating us like we have a disease. The Prometheus moved into the docking bay, which closed behind them. Through the windows, they could see armed guards waiting. Looks like our welcome party is here, Ta said dryly. Hannah stood up. Jin, Dr. Sung, you're with me. Lieutenant Tae, stay on the ship. Keep the engines ready, just in case. Ta nodded, understanding her unspoken order. Be ready to leave quickly if needed. As they walked to the airlock, Jin moved close to Hannah. Captain, I've been looking at their messages again. They never once mentioned Earth joining as an equal member. They always talk about entry terms and probationary status. Hannah nodded. I noticed that too. Stay alert. We need to show them that humans are not easily pushed around. The airlock door opened with a hiss. On the other side stood 6 tall aliens with silver skin. Astrari. They wore flowing robes with the Galactic Council symbol. Behind them stood 4 large rocky-skinned Dravik in what looked like battle armor. An Astrari stepped forward. I am Guide Suk. Welcome to Nexus Station, humans. The Council awaits you. Hannah stepped forward, standing tall despite being shorter than the aliens. We are ready to meet them. As they left the ship, Hannah felt the guards' eyes watching their every move. The real test was about to begin. Guide Suk led Captain Hannah, Jin, and Dr. Sung through long hallways. They passed many aliens of different shapes and sizes. Some had 4 arms. Others had skin that glowed. All of them stared at the humans. They look at us like we are animals in a zoo, Jin whispered to Hannah. Stay calm, Hannah whispered back. We represent all of Earth. After walking for 20 minutes, they reached a huge door with symbols carved into it. The council chamber, Guide Suk said. You will speak only when spoken to. You will not approach the high table without permission. The doors opened to reveal an enormous round room. Seats rose up in circles, filled with hundreds of aliens. At the center was a raised platform with 17 seats, 1 for each species in the council. The human representatives from planet Earth, a voice announced as they entered. All eyes turned to them. Hannah walked tall, her face calm even though her heart beat fast. Ambassador Jun, an Astrari with silver skin and kind eyes, stood up from the center seat. Welcome to Nexus Station. We are pleased Earth has answered our invitation. Before Hannah could reply, another council member stood up. He was a Dravik, with rocky brown skin and eyes that glowed red. I am Minister Karek of the Dravik Empire, he said in a loud, rough voice. I question why these humans are here at all. Their planet is divided. They fight among themselves. They built weapons that could destroy their own world. They are too dangerous to join our peaceful council. Murmurs filled the chamber. Hannah looked at Jin, who nodded slightly. May I speak? Hannah asked, keeping her voice steady. Ambassador Jun nodded. You may. I am Captain Hannah Kim of Earth. Yes, we have had wars. Yes, we have made mistakes. But we have learned from them. After our last war, Earth united. We now work together. We come here in peace, hoping to learn from your wisdom and share our own. Minister Karek made a sound like rocks grinding together. Pretty words. But your ship, the Prometheus, it was built as a warship, was it not? Dr. Sung stepped forward. Our ship was converted to peaceful use after our wars ended, just as Earth itself has converted to peace. A new voice spoke, soft but clear. It came from a small blue alien with 4 arms, an Ilari. How quickly your species has advanced, humans. From simple machines to space travel in only a few hundred years. Most species take thousands of years to develop such technology. The alien's tone made it sound like this was bad news. Jin spoke carefully. We are curious and determined. We solve problems quickly. Isn't that a good thing? More murmurs filled the room. Hannah noticed some council members using small devices to talk privately to each other. Ambassador Jun raised his hand, and the room fell silent. We will discuss Earth's petition for membership over the next 3 days. You will be given quarters on the station. Guide Suk will show you. As they turned to leave, Jin moved close to Hannah. Did you see them using those devices? She whispered. They were talking secretly during our whole meeting. Hannah nodded slightly. I saw. They already have an opinion about us. This discussion might just be for show. Back in their quarters, which were small and plain, Dr. Sung looked worried. They fear us, he said. They fear how quickly humans learn and adapt. Hannah looked out the window at the stars. Then we need to show them they don't need to fear us. But we also won't be pushed around. She turned to her team. Get some rest. Tomorrow will be a long day. That night, as the others slept, Jin worked quietly on her computer. Captain, she called softly. I think I found something important. Something they don't want us to know. 3 days passed. 3 days of meetings that felt more like trials. Captain Hannah and her team answered endless questions about Earth, humans, and their technology. Why do humans need such powerful engines on your ships? One council member asked. How many weapons does Earth have? Asked another. Why did you develop space travel so quickly after your last war? They all wanted to know. On the morning of the 4th day, Hannah contacted Lieutenant Ta on the Prometheus. How are things on the ship? She asked. Quiet, Ta said. Too quiet. The guards watch us all the time. They won't let any of our crew leave the ship. And something else. They're blocking our messages to Earth. Hannah frowned. Are you sure? Yes. I've tried sending updates through different channels. Nothing gets through. This was bad news. Hannah ended the call and gathered her team. They're cutting us off from Earth, she told them. Jin, what did you find the other night? Jin looked nervous. I found old council records. They talk about other species that were invited to join, just like us. But many of those species aren't part of the council now. They just disappeared. Disappeared? Dr. Sung asked. What does that mean? I don't know, Jin said. The records stopped mentioning them. Before they could talk more, Guide Suk arrived to take them to the final council meeting. The council chamber seemed colder today. Minister Carrick of the Dravik sat in the center seat, not Ambassador Jun. Humans of Earth, Minister Carrick began, his voice hard. The council has made its decision. Hannah stood straight, ready for whatever was coming. Earth will become a protectorate of the Galactic Council, Carrick announced. For the next 200 years, Earth will be guided by council governors. You will give up all military technology. In return, you will receive limited access to our trade networks. The room was silent. Hannah felt cold anger grow inside her. That is not membership, she said clearly. That is control. Minister Carrick's red eyes glowed brighter. It is protection. For your own good. We don't need protection, Hannah replied. We came here as equals, not as children. A soft voice spoke from the side. Ambassador Jun had stood up. Captain Hannah, please understand. Your species has developed faster than any in council history. From simple tools to space travel in a few hundred years. From division to unity in just 1 generation. This growth rate is concerning. Concerning? Hannah asked. Or threatening? Minister Carrick slammed his rocky fist on the table. Enough. Here is the truth, human. Your rapid advancement threatens the balance we have maintained for thousands of years. Your warlike nature could destabilize everything. He leaned forward. You have 24 hours to accept our terms. If you refuse, we will begin containment protocols. Containment? Dr. Sung asked. What does that mean? A tall Nilari with blue skin answered. It means Earth will be isolated. No space travel permitted. Any ship leaving your system will be destroyed. Hannah's mind raced. This wasn't diplomacy. This was an ultimatum. We need to discuss this with our leaders on Earth, she said. Your communication problems are unfortunate, Minister Carrick said with a smile that showed he knew all about the blocked signals. But 24 hours is all you have. As they left the chamber, Jin whispered, Captain, I think containment means more than just isolation. I think it means attack. Back in their quarters, Dr. Sung paced nervously. What do? We can't agree to these terms. Earth would never accept being controlled. Hannah looked at her team. We need to get back to the Prometheus. Now. But the guards, Jin started. We'll find a way, Hannah said. Her face was calm, but her eyes were determined. We need to warn Earth before it's too late. Getting back to the Prometheus was not easy. 4 guards followed Hannah, Jin, and Dr. Sung everywhere they went. We need a distraction, Hannah whispered as they walked down a long hallway. Dr. Sung nodded slightly. At the next corner, he suddenly fell to the ground, holding his stomach and moaning. Help, Jin cried. He's sick. Something's wrong. 2 guards rushed to Dr. Sung. The other 2 stayed near Hannah, but they looked worried and confused. While everyone watched Dr. Sung, Hannah pressed a small button on her wrist device. It was a signal to Lieutenant Ta. On the Prometheus, Ta saw the signal light up. The captain needs help, he told the crew. Start the emergency plan. Back on the station, a loud alarm suddenly rang out. Lights flashed. A voice spoke over the speakers in several languages. Alert! Minor engine leak detected in docking bay 94. All personnel report to safety stations. The guards looked at each other. One said something in their language. Then they pointed down the hall. Go to safety room, one guard told Hannah and Jin. We take sick one to medical. I'll stay with him, Jin said, kneeling beside Dr. Sung. The guards argued for a moment, then nodded. 2 left with Jin and Dr. Sung. The other 2 led Hannah toward a safety room. But when they passed a side hallway, Hannah saw Lieutenant Ta waiting. He stepped out quickly and used a small device that made a high sound. The guards covered their ears and fell to their knees. This way, Captain, Ta said. They ran to the Prometheus. The ship's entry door was open. Inside, the engine was running. How did you do this? Hannah asked. I found a way into their computer system, Ta explained. The alarm is fake. It gave us a chance to get you back. Good work, but we need Jin and Dr. Sung. Already on it, Ta said. He pointed to a screen showing a map of the station. 2 dots were moving toward the ship. I'm tracking them through their wrist devices. 5 minutes later, Jin and Dr. Sung arrived. Out of breath but safe. We lost the guards in the confusion, Jin said. Once everyone was safely on the ship, Hannah called a meeting in the control room. We need to know exactly what the council is planning, she said. Lieutenant Tai, if you got into their system, can you find more information? Ta nodded. I already found something, but you won't like it. He showed them files on a screen. The files were about other species the council had contained. There were 7 species in the last 1,000 years, Tai explained. All developed space travel quickly, like humans. The council saw them as threats. Dr. Sung read through the files. 3 of those species were forced to accept governors and lost all their military power. They're basically slaves now, working for council species. Jin pointed to another part of the screen. And these 4 species, they were completely destroyed. The council sent warships to their home planets and wiped them out. Hannah felt cold anger grow inside her. They plan to do the same to Earth, don't they? Ta nodded grimly. I found this. He showed them a new file. It was a plan for a containment fleet to go to Earth. The fleet would leave in just 2 days. They're going to attack Earth whether we accept their terms or not. Ta said. We need to warn home, Hannah said. But they're blocking our communications. Wait, Dr. Sung said. I have an idea. Before we left Earth, I was given something secret. He pulled out a small device from his pocket. It's a quantum communicator. It uses technology the Council doesn't know about. We can send a message instantly, even from here. Hannah looked at her team. We need a plan. The Council thinks humans are just smart animals they can control or destroy. We need to show them they're wrong. Jin smiled slightly. I think I know how we can do that. We need to buy time, Captain Hannah said as her team gathered around the table on the Prometheus. We need to warn Earth and let them prepare. Jin nodded. I have a plan. We accept their terms, but only as a trick. Accept. Lieutenant Tai looked angry. We can't give in to them. Not really, Jin explained. We only pretend to accept. We ask for permission to return to Earth to deliver the news ourselves. Meanwhile, we send a warning through Dr. Sung's quantum communicator. Hannah thought about this. They might not let us leave. Ambassador Jun might help us, Dr. Sung said. He seemed less harsh than Minister Karak. He might support our request. After discussing details, they agreed on the plan. Hannah sent a message to the Council requesting a meeting. 2 hours later, they stood again in the Council chamber. Minister Karak looked down at them with his glowing red eyes. You have made your decision, he asked. Hannah stepped forward. We accept your terms, she said, keeping her face calm even though the words tasted bitter. Surprised murmurs filled the chamber. Minister Karak looked suspicious. You accept Earth will become a protectorate. You will give up all military technology. Yes, Hannah said. But we have one request. Allow the Prometheus to return to Earth with this news. Our leaders should hear it from us, not from strangers. Minister Karak's eyes narrowed. No, you will stay here. We will send our own ships to Earth. Ambassador Jun stood up. Minister, I disagree. Captain Hannah's request is reasonable. Their leaders will accept the terms more easily if they hear it from their own people. Other council members nodded. Karak looked around, seeing he was outnumbered. Very well, he said coldly. The Prometheus may return to Earth. Our fleet will follow 3 weeks later to begin implementation. While attention was focused on Hannah and Karak, Dr. Sung and Jin moved to a side table where some council members had left their devices. We would like to share some Earth technology as a show of good faith, Dr. Sung announced loudly. He opened a small case with simple Earth tools inside. Council members gathered around, curious. Jin used this distraction to slip a small device under the table. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Tai, who had stayed on the ship, was working quickly. Using the access he had gained to the station's systems, he uploaded a special program, a virus that would affect Nexus Station's defense systems. The virus would stay hidden until activated. Back in the chamber, Hannah finished discussing details with Ambassador Jun. We will leave tomorrow, she told her team as they walked back to the ship. That night, while guards outside thought they were sleeping, the crew of the Prometheus worked busily. Dr. Sung used his quantum communicator to send a detailed message to Earth. Warning. Galactic Council hostile. Planning attack in 3 weeks. Prepare defenses. Full details follow. The message included everything they had learned about Council ships, weapons, and strategies. Lieutenant Tai finished his virus. It will activate when the Council fleet reaches Earth, he explained. It will scramble their targeting systems and communications for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes might be enough, Hannah said. The next morning, Council guards watched as the Prometheus prepared to leave. Minister Karak himself came to see them off. Remember, human, he said to Hannah. Our fleet follows in 3 weeks. We expect Earth to be ready to accept our governors. Hannah nodded. Earth will be ready, she said. The words were true, but not in the way Karak thought. As the Prometheus pulled away from Nexus Station, Hannah stood by the window. She watched the huge station grow smaller behind them. Set course for Earth, she ordered the pilot. Maximum speed. The mission had changed. They weren't diplomats anymore. Now they were Earth's best hope for survival. 3 weeks passed quickly. The Council fleet, led by Minister Carrick himself, dropped out of hyperspace near Earth. 20 large warships moved into formation, ready to begin what they called implementation, but what was really an invasion. "Send the message," Carrick ordered. "Tell Earth to prepare for our arrival. Their new governors will land within 1 day." A communication officer nodded. "Sending now, Minister." Carrick looked at the blue planet through the main screen. Soon it would join the list of worlds under Council control. The humans had developed too quickly, learned too much. They were too dangerous to be left free. "Minister," the officer called. "I'm detecting many ships near Earth." Carrick frowned. "What ships? Earth only has a few space vessels." "I count. Over 50 ships, Minister. They appear to be warships." "Impossible." Carrick slammed his rocky fist on his chair. Their Prometheus was the only military ship they had. The officer looked confused. "The ships are moving into defensive positions around the planet." Before Carrick could respond, another officer called out, "Minister, we're receiving a transmission from Earth." "Put it on screen," Carrick ordered. The screen showed a human in a military uniform, General Park, the leader of Earth's defense force. "Galactic Council vessels," General Park said calmly. "We received Captain Hannah's warning. We know your true intentions. Earth does not accept your terms. We will not become a protectorate. We will not surrender our independence." Carrick felt his anger grow hot. "You have no choice. Your primitive weapons are no match for our fleet. Surrender now or face destruction." General Park's face showed no fear. "Look again at your scanners, Minister." Carrick turned to his officers. "What is he talking about?" Suddenly, alarms blared across the Council flagship. "Minister, something just appeared beside us." The screen changed to show a massive ship that had seemingly appeared out of nowhere. It was 3 times larger than the Council flagship. On its side were the words EDF Reckoning. "What is this?" Carrick demanded. "Where did that ship come from?" As if in answer, the ship's weapon systems powered up, glowing with energy. The massive guns aimed directly at Carrick's flagship. At that moment, Lieutenant Taz virus activated. Council ships' targeting systems flashed with errors. Communications between ships became garbled. "We're being jammed," an officer shouted. "Weapons systems are not responding." The screen changed again. Now Captain Hannah appeared, standing on the bridge of the massive Earth warship. "This is Captain Hannah Kim of the Earth Defense Force Reckoning," she said. Her voice was calm but strong. "The Council gasped when Earth's warship arrived, just as we planned." "How?" Carrick could barely speak. "The Prometheus was your only ship." Hannah smiled slightly. "The Prometheus was our only ship that you knew about. While you watched that small vessel, you never thought to look for others." She leaned forward. "We hoped to join the galactic community as equals. Instead, you planned to enslave or destroy us. Now you have a choice. You can turn your fleet around and leave Earth space, or you can learn firsthand why your Council feared humans so much." The Council ships floated motionless, their weapons systems still scrambled by the virus. "The choice is yours, Minister," Hannah said. "Peace between equals or war. Earth is ready either way." From his seat on the Council flagship, Ambassador June stepped forward. He looked at the Earth fleet, then at Carrick's angry face. "Perhaps," June said quietly, "we should reconsider our approach to humans." As the Council fleet faced Earth's unexpected defense, the truth became clear. Humanity would not be conquered or controlled. They had earned their place among the stars, not through surrender, but through strength, intelligence, and courage. The Council had gasped when Earth's warship arrived. Soon, they would learn to respect the species they had underestimated.